The Chicago skyline shimmered through sheets of November rain, its neon glow mocking Amara Johnson's trembling hands as she clutched a pregnancy test in Ethan Caldwell's opulent penthouse. She was a coder from Inglewood, a dreamer who dared to love a tech titan. Ethan, with his tailored suits and icy ambition, had promised her forever until tonight. His hazel eyes, once warm, now glinted with disdain as he tossed a $500,000 check across the marble counter. "Take care of it," he sneered, his voice slicing through her dreams. "You're not part of my world." Amara's heart shattered, but a fire kindled within her. Evicted into the storm, she vowed to rise from this betrayal. 15 years later, at Chicago's grandest gala, Amara would face Ethan again, not as a broken girl, but as a billionaire innovator, flanked by her triplet sons, ready to unveil his cruelty to the world. This is no fairy tale, it's a saga of grit, revenge, and redemption, where a mother's love and unyielding will turn shame into triumph. Will Ethan's empire crumble under the weight of his past? The stage is set, and Amara holds the spotlight. Amara Johnson stood in the sleek kitchen of Ethan Caldwell's penthouse, the Chicago skyline a blur through rain-streaked windows. At 24, she was a rising coder. Her Inglewood roots a quiet badge of pride. Her fingers, calloused from late-night coding, now trembled as she revealed her pregnancy. Ethan, CEO of Caldwell Ventures, loomed in his tailored suit, his hazel eyes narrowing. "You thought what, Amara?" he scoffed, his voice ablade. "That a girl from the South Side belongs in my world?" She believed his whispers of love, his promises during stolen nights. Now, those memories curdled as he accused her of trapping him. "You're a distraction," Ethan continued, pacing the marble floor. "My investors won't tolerate a scandal." Amara's throat tightened, her dreams of a family dissolving. She'd met Ethan at a tech conference, her scholarship-funded app catching his eye. Their whirlwind romance had felt like destiny, until now. "I trusted you," she whispered, tears burning. Ethan's laugh was cold. "Trust is for fools. You're nothing but a Harlem coder with big ideas." He slid a check across the counter, $500,000. "In this, and we're done." Amara's vision blurred with rage. She tore the check, pieces fluttering like ashes. "I don't need your money," she spat, her voice steady despite her breaking heart. Ethan's face hardened. "You'll regret this." He called security, and within minutes, Amara was escorted out, her belongings dumped in a duffel bag. The elevator's descent felt like a plunge into exile. Outside, rain soaked her thin jacket, but her resolve burned hotter. She wasn't just a South Side girl. She was a force Ethan would underestimate. Clutching her bag, Amara boarded a bus to Inglewood, her aunt's modest home her only refuge. The city's lights faded, replaced by graffiti-streaked buildings. She pressed a hand to her stomach, whispering, "We'll make it." Ethan's betrayal was a wound, but it fueled her. She'd code her way out of this, build a life for her child, and prove him wrong. In her aunt's cramped living room, Aunt Clara's warm embrace steadied her. "You're stronger than him," Clara said, her voice firm. Amara lay awake that night, the rain's rhythm matching her racing thoughts. Ethan's world of glass towers and power plays had rejected her, but she'd carve her own path. She opened her laptop, the glow illuminating her tear-streaked face. Lines of code danced under her fingers, her weapon, her salvation. She'd never beg for his scraps. Instead, she'd build an empire to rival his. One that valued grit over pedigree. The baby inside her was no mistake. It was her reason to fight. As dawn broke, Amara's exhaustion mingled with defiance. She didn't know she carried triplets, or that this night was the spark of a 15-year odyssey. But she knew one truth. Ethan Caldwell had awakened a warrior. Chicago's streets might break others, but Amara Johnson would rise. Her code rewriting her destiny, line by painful line. The rain hadn't stopped when Amara stepped off the bus in Inglewood, her soaked duffel bag slung over her shoulder. Ethan's $500. 000 offer echoed in her mind, a bribe to erase her child and her dignity. She'd torn it apart, but the humiliation lingered, a bruise on her soul. His words, "You're not part of my world," replayed. Each syllable a whip. Amara's resolve hardened. She'd prove him wrong, not for his approval, but for herself and the life inside her. Aunt Clara's row house was a sanctuary. Its peeling paint and creaky floors a stark contrast to Ethan's sterile penthouse. Clara, a retired nurse with steel in her eyes, didn't ask questions. She handed Amara a towel and said, "You're home now." but home felt fragile. Amara's savings were meager. Her job at TechWave Incorporated shaky after Ethan's influence blackballed her. She'd been a star coder, but now whispers of complications followed her. 2 days later, a termination letter arrived, citing restructuring. The timing was no coincidence. Amara's first act of defiance was survival. She scoured freelance coding gigs, her laptop a lifeline. At a community clinic, she learned she was 8 weeks pregnant. The nurse's kind eyes softened the blow, but Amara's heart raced. One child was daunting. She didn't yet know triplets awaited. She hid her nausea, applying for waitressing jobs to pay bills. At Sunrise Diner, Gloria Hayes, a seasoned server, took her under her wing. "You got fire, girl," Gloria said, tossing her an apron. The diner's fluorescent lights buzzed as Amara poured coffee, her feet aching. Customers' tips were slim, their glances often laced with pity or prejudice. "You don't look like a coder," one sneered, eyeing her worn sneakers. Amara bit back a retort, channeling her anger into late-night coding. She built apps for small businesses, earning $50 here, $100 there. Each dollar was a brick in her foundation, a silent vow to outshine Ethan's empire. But the weight grew heavier. Bills piled on Clara's kitchen table, electricity, rent, groceries. Amara's scholarship dreams of finishing her degree faded. Night classes clashed with shifts. She stared at her reflection in the diner's cracked mirror, her brown eyes fierce but tired. "You're enough," she whispered, though doubt not. Ethan's rejection wasn't just personal. It was systemic, a world that saw her as less because of her zip code, her skin. One night, Gloria caught Amara swaying, pale from exhaustion. "Sit," she ordered, shoving a glass of water. "You're carrying a life, not a burden." Amara confessed her fear. "What if I fail them?" Gloria's hand squeezed hers. "You won't. You're building something bigger than his towers." That night, Amara coded until dawn, her apps lines a map out of despair. The triplets' kicks spurred her on, their rhythm her pulse. Ethan had cast her out, but Amara was rising, one line of code at a time. Englewood streets hummed with chaos, but Amara Johnson's world was a storm of her own. At 10 weeks pregnant, a clinic ultrasound revealed not one heartbeat, but 3. "Triplets," Dr. Ellis said, her voice gentle. Amara's breath caught, the grainy screen showing 3 tiny pulses. Joy clashed with terror. 3 lives depended on her, and she had $200 in savings. Ethan's betrayal loomed larger. His wealth could have eased this, but she'd never crawl back. Aunt Clara's row house became her fortress, its sagging couch her war room. Mornings brought nausea, evenings brought diner shifts. Sunrise Diner's grease-soaked air churned her stomach, but Amara smiled through it, pocketing $10 tips. Gloria, her co-worker, became her anchor. "You're tougher than this city," Gloria said, slipping her extra coffee. Amara's nights were for coding, freelance gigs for local shops, each $75 payment a lifeline. Her laptop's hum drowned out her fears. But Chicago's winter bit hard. Clara's heat flickered, and Amara's diner wages barely covered groceries. She pawned her mother's ring, the loss a quiet ache. Job rejections piled up. Tech firms cited fit issues. A coded nod to her race and address. "They don't see you," Clara said, her voice bitter. Amara nodded, but her resolve grew. She enrolled in free coding boot camps, studying algorithms between shifts. The triplets' kicks grew stronger, mirroring Amara's defiance. At 20 weeks, her belly strained her diner uniform, drawing stares. A customer sneered, "Shouldn't you be on welfare?" Amara's jaw clenched, but she poured his coffee, her silence a shield. Gloria overheard and muttered, "Ignore him. You're building empires." That night, Amara coded a budgeting app. Its clean interface a rebellion against chaos. She sold it for $500, enough for Clara's electric bill. Sleep was a luxury. Amara's dreams mixed code with Ethan's cold eyes. She woke gasping, her hands on her stomach. "We're enough," she told her unborn sons, naming them Malik, Miles, and Micah in her heart. Clara caught her crying once, handing her tea. "You're not alone," Clara said. But Amara felt the weight. 3 lives, no safety net. She applied for public aid, swallowing pride, but bureaucracy delayed funds. One freezing night, the diner closed late. Amara trudged home. Ice slick underfoot. A mugger's shadow loomed, but her screams scared him off. Shaken, she clutched her bag, her laptop inside, her future. At home, Clara's hug steadied her. "You're a warrior," Clara whispered. Amara nodded, opening her laptop. She coded until dawn. Her apps lines a map out of despair. The triplets kick spurred her on, their rhythm her pulse. By spring, Amara's gigs grew, $200 projects, then $1,000. She saved for a crib, her hope fragile but fierce. Ethan's world of glass towers felt distant, but his shadow lingered in every rejection. Amara didn't know her triplets would be prodigies, or that her struggle was forging a dynasty. But she knew she'd survive for them, for herself. Each line of code was a brick in her empire. Each step a defiance of the man who'd cast her out. Amara Johnson's days blurred into a grind of grit and code, her pregnant belly a constant reminder of the stakes. At 28 weeks, she balanced Sunrise Diner's chaos with freelance coding, her Englewood bedroom a makeshift office. Aunt Clara's row house creaked under Chicago's summer heat. But Amara's laptop glowed with possibility. She'd sold 3 apps for $2,000 each, enough for a used crib and medical bills. Malik, Miles, and Micah's kicks fueled her. They were her why. Mornings meant diner shifts, coffee burns, and rude customers. "You're slow for a pregnant girl," one snapped. Amara's smile was steel, her tips stuffed into a jar labeled Future. "Gloria." Her coworker slipped her extra shifts. "You're a machine," Gloria said, admiration in her eyes. Afternoons were for free coding boot camps at the library, Amara's notebook filled with algorithms. Nights were hers, coding apps for startups, her fingers dancing over keys. She earned $3,000 monthly, but it barely dented rent, groceries, and Claire's meds. Ethan's shadow haunted her. A tech blog mentioned Caldwell Ventures' $10 billion valuation, his face smug. Amara's anger flared. He thrived while she scraped. She channeled it into a new app, a job platform for marginalized coders. It sold for $5,000, her biggest win. "That's my girl," Clara cheered, but Amara's eyes stayed on her screen. Her degree dreams faded. Classes clashed with survival. "1 semester off," she promised, but doubt not. At 32 weeks, her doctor warned of preterm risks with triplets. "Rest," Dr. Ellis urged. Amara nodded, but rest was a myth. She coded from bed, her laptop propped on pillows. A client's $4,000 payment bought a stroller, but exhaustion crept in. Gloria caught her napping at the diner's break room. "You're killing yourself," Gloria said, handing her water. "For them, it's worth it," Amara replied, her hand on her belly. Chicago's tech scene buzzed, but Amara faced gatekeepers. A hiring manager smirked, "Englewood coders don't cut it." She pitched her apps anyway, landing a $6,000 contract. Each win built her confidence, but systemic barriers, race, class, gender, loomed. She joined a women's coding group, their support a lifeline. "You're unstoppable," a mentor said. Amara clung to that. Her son's kicks her rhythm. One night, Clara found her crying over bills. "You're carrying too much," Clara said, her voice soft. Amara shook her head. "I'm building something Ethan can't touch." She coded a health tracking app, selling it for $7,000. It paid for ultrasound scans, revealing 3 healthy boys. Tears fell as she whispered, "We're almost there." By 36 weeks, Amara's body ached, but her spirit soared. She'd saved $15,000, enough for a year's rent. Her apps gained traction, blogs calling her a hidden talent. Ethan's world felt smaller. She was crafting her own. The triplets arrived early, tiny but fierce, their cries echoing her resolve. Holding Malik, Miles, and Micah, Amara vowed they'd never know Ethan's cruelty. She didn't see the dynasty forming, but each sleepless night, each line of code, was a step toward a reckoning that would shake Chicago's elite. Amara Johnson's triplets, Malik, Miles, and Micah, were 6 months old, their giggles filling Aunt Clara's row house. But Chicago's tech world wasn't as welcoming. Amara's freelance coding had birthed Horizon Innovations, a startup with 2 apps gaining buzz. Yet, systemic barriers loomed like storm clouds. At a tech pitch event, a venture capitalist sneered, "Englewood startups don't scale." Amara's pitch, AI for equitable hiring, earned polite claps but no funds. Her skin, her address, her gender were unspoken strikes against her. Back at Sunrise Diner, Amara's shifts funded diapers and rent. Gloria noticed her fatigue. "You're fighting a rigged game," she said, refilling Amara's coffee. Amara nodded, but quitting wasn't an option. She coded nights. Her son's crib's beside her. Horizon's latest app, a mentorship platform, earned $10,000 in contracts. but growth demanded capital. Banks denied her loans, citing risky demographics. Amara's jaw clenched. She'd bootstrap her way up. Then came a blow. A rival firm, TechCore, sued Horizon, claiming patent infringement on her AI algorithm. The lawsuit was flimsy. But TechCore's lawyers were sharks, likely tipped by Ethan's network. Amara's savings dwindled on legal fees. "They're burying you in paper," her pro bono lawyer warned. At home, Clara's prayers were her anchor. "You're David against Goliath," Clara said. Amara smirked, coding a counter-strategy, open-sourcing her algorithm to expose TechCore's lies. The lawsuit's stress triggered migraines. At a court hearing, TechCore's CEO, a Caldwell ally, smirked, "Stick to waitressing." Amara's fists balled, but she presented her open-source data, dismantling their case. The judge dismissed the suit, but legal costs left her $20,000 in debt. Gloria organized a diner fundraiser, raising $5,000. "We're family," Gloria said, hugging her. Amara's eyes stung, but she kept coding, her son's laughter her fuel. Chicago's tech scene whispered about her resilience. A Black women's coding collective invited her to speak. "You're proof we belong," a mentee said. Amara shared her open-source code, earning allies. Horizon's apps gained 10,000 users, but investors still balked. "Too urban," one emailed. Amara channeled rage into innovation, launching a free AI tool for small businesses. It went viral, earning $50,000 in sponsorships. One night, Malik's fever spiked. At the ER, Amara held him. Her laptop open. A $30,000 hospital bill loomed, but she coded a new feature, securing a $60,000 deal. "You're a warrior," Clara said, rocking Miles. Amara's exhaustion was bone deep. But her son's eyes, Malik's recovery, Micah's giggle, kept her going. She taught herself patent law, filing protections for Horizon's tech. By the triplets' first birthday, Horizon had 50,000 users. Amara hired 2 coders, both from Englewood, defying the gatekeepers. Tech blogs called her a disruptor, but Ethan's shadow lingered, his firm-backed TechCore's suit. Amara didn't know her sons would grow into prodigies, or that her fight was forging a legend. Each barrier, lawsuit, bias, debt, was a forge tempering her. She wasn't just surviving. She was rewriting the rules, her code a rebellion against a world that tried to break her. 15 years after Ethan's betrayal, Amara Johnson stood atop Chicago's tech world. Horizon Innovations, once a laptop dream, was now a billion-dollar AI empire, its sleek loop headquarters a beacon. Amara, 39, was no longer the Englewood coder scraping by. Her app's AI for equitable hiring. Mentorship platforms had 10 million users, disrupting industries. Forbes called her Chicago's trailblazer, her face on covers beside her triplets, Malik, Miles, and Micah. Now 14 in prodigies in coding and debate. Amara's rise was relentless. After the TechCore lawsuit, she bootstrapped Horizon, hiring local talent ignored by elites. Her open-source ethos won global fans, her platform's leveling tech's playing field. By year 5, Horizon earned $10 million annually, letting Amara move Clara to a cozy brownstone. She funded scholarships, her Englewood roots her pride. "We rise together," she told Mintz. Her sons, raised on grit, aced magnet schools, their AI projects earning patents. But Ethan's shadow lingered. Caldwell Ventures dominated Chicago, its $15 billion valuation a taunt. Amara avoided his circles, but blogs whispered of his ruthlessness, firings, scandals. She focused on Horizon, launching a health AI that saved hospitals millions. By year 10, Horizon went public, shares soaring. Amara's wealth hit $2 billion, but she lived modestly. Her focus on impact. Malik, Miles, and Micah were her heart. At 12, they'd hacked Horizon's beta app, earning Amara's laugh and a job offer. "You're my bosses," she teased. They knew Ethan's name, but not his cruelty. Amara shielded them, saying, "Family is who fights for you." Clara, now 70, beamed at their debates, her prayers answered. Gloria, retired, visited often, marveling at Amara's empire. "Told you you'd burn bright," she said. Amara's days were marathons, keynotes, board meetings, coding with her sons. She mentored 500 coders yearly, her foundation funding their startups. Chicago's mayor honored her, but Amara stayed grounded, her Englewood accent unshaken. "I'm still me," she told Clara, cooking collards. Yet, Ethan's world loomed. His gala invites arrived yearly. She declined, knowing a reckoning awaited. By 2025, Horizon's valuation hit $10 billion, rivaling Caldwell Ventures. Amara's AI transformed education, her free tools reaching 50 million globally. Tech blogs pitted her against Ethan, unaware of their past. Amara didn't flaunt it, but her son sensed her steel. "Why do you push so hard?" Malik asked. Amara smiled, "To build what no one can take." Her empire was her shield, her love for her sons her sword. One night, Amara stood on her office's rooftop. Chicago's skyline aglow. She'd outgrown Ethan's cruelty, but his dismissal, "You're not my world," still stung. She'd built a better one, her sons its heirs. The Art Institute Gala loomed. Ethan a confirmed guest. Amara didn't plan confrontation, but fate did. Her triplets, now towering teens, were ready, their loyalty fierce. Amara didn't know the gala would crack Ethan's empire, or that her voice would echo worldwide. But she felt it coming, her rise a silent roar, her code rewriting Chicago's story, one triumphant line at a time. The Art Institute of Chicago glowed under crystal chandeliers, its 2025 gala a magnet for the city's elite. Amara Johnson, in a sleek black gown, entered with Malik, Miles, and Micah, their tailored suits masking their Englewood roots. At 39, Amara was Horizon Innovation's billionaire CEO, her triplets prodigy coders at 14. The room buzzed, her $10 billion empire rivaled Ethan Caldwell's. Across the ballroom, Ethan stood, 45, his hazel eyes scanning. He hadn't seen Amara in 15 years, but her presence unnerved him. Amara's heart raced, Ethan's betrayal a fresh scar. She'd shielded her sons from his name, but tonight, fate demanded truth. The gala honored tech pioneers. Amara was keynoting. As she took the stage, 1,000 eyes locked on her. "Chicago taught me resilience," she began, her voice steady. "But it also taught me betrayal." The crowd leaned in, sensing drama. She recounted her start, a coder from Englewood, dismissed by those who saw my zip code, not my code. Then, her gaze met Ethan's. 15 years ago, a man offered me $500,000 to erase my future. She said, her words a blade. Gasps rippled. "He called me unworthy, cast me out. But I built Horizon Innovations, and these," she gestured to her sons, "are my greatest creation." Malik stepped forward, his voice clear. Our mother turned shame into triumph. Her betrayer's here tonight. The room froze. Ethan's face paled, his champagne flute trembling. Micah, analytical, added, "Caldwell Ventures thrives on greed. Horizon thrives on equity." Miles, the poet, sealed it. "You abandoned us, but we're the future." The crowd erupted, cameras flashing. Ethan's allies shifted uncomfortably. His third wife, mid-divorce, smirked. Amara's voice rose. "I didn't come to settle scores. I came to show what's possible when you rise above." Security hovered. But Amara's calm held the room. Ethan tried to slip out, but reporters swarmed. "Is it true?" one shouted. His silence damned him. Amara's sons stood tall, their unity a wall. She'd raised them on love, not vengeance, but their words cut deeper than hate. "You had a chance to be family," Malik said, facing Ethan. "You chose power." As Amara stepped down, applause thundered. Her sons embraced her, their pride her shield. Ethan's empire teetered. Whispers of his past spread. Amara didn't gloat. She'd won years ago, coding through tears. The gala's glitter felt hollow. Her victory was her son's eyes, Clara's prayers answered. Ethan's world, built on exclusion, cracked under her truth. Leaving the stage, Amara felt light. She hadn't planned this. But the universe had. Reporters begged for quotes. She smiled, saying, "Horizon's next app launches Monday." Her focus was forward, not on Ethan's ruin. The triplets, her heart, whispered, "We're proud, Mom." Outside, Chicago's skyline sparkled, her city now. She didn't know the media storm brewing, or that Ethan's stocks would crash. But she knew her voice had shifted something seismic, her code and courage rewriting history in one electric night. Dawn broke over Chicago, but Ethan Caldwell's world was in shadow. Amara Johnson's gala speech had ignited a firestorm. By 6 a.m., the Chicago Tribune's headline screamed, "From betrayal to billion, Amara Johnson's triumph." The Wall Street Journal was brutal. Caldwell's cruelty costs billions. Social media erupted, hashtag Amara Rises trending with millions of posts. Caldwell Ventures stock plummeted 30% at the opening bell, wiping out $4.5 billion. Horizon Innovations shares soared 15%, pushing Amara's wealth to $3 billion. Ethan's penthouse was a war room, his PR team scrambling. Former employees leaked stories, his firings, his elitism. His third wife's lawyer tweeted, "Karma's real." Ethan, 45, stared at his phone. Amara's words, "I built what you couldn't," burning. He'd underestimated her, and now his empire bled. Investors pulled $2 billion, citing leadership concerns. CNBC's anchor demanded, "How do you miss talent like Amara?" Ethan's silence fueled the narrative, a callous mogul undone by hubris. Amara woke in her loop condo. Malik, Miles, and Micah sprawled on couches, exhausted from the gala. Aunt Clara brewed coffee, her smile proud. "You shook the world, baby," she said. Amara's phone buzzed, 17 interview requests. Her COO called. "The Times wants you on the cover." Amara declined, issuing a statement. Horizon focuses on innovation, not past pain. Her calm was strategic. The story spoke for itself. Chicago's streets buzzed with her name. Englewood's barbershops replayed her speech. Coders toasted her at hackathons. Her women's coding collective flooded with applicants, inspired by her grit. But Amara stayed grounded, cooking eggs for her sons. "Why didn't you tell us about him?" Miles asked. Amara sighed. "I wanted you to know your worth, not his failure." Malik nodded. "We're your legacy, not his." The fallout deepened. A Caldwell Ventures whistleblower leaked emails. Ethan's orders to blacklist Amara 15 years ago. The SEC launched a probe, alleging insider trading. Ethan's board ousted him as CEO. His allies scattering. His ex-doorman, now a blogger, posted, "He tipped me $1 once. Amara gave me hope." The contrast was stark. Amara's empire lifted communities, Ethan's crushed them. Amara's office buzzed with energy. Horizon's new AI app, launched post-gala, gained 5 million users in 48 hours. Her sons pitched a youth coding program, their brilliance her pride. Clara visited, marveling at the skyline view. "You built this," she said, tears in her eyes. Amara hugged her, whispering, "We did." Gloria texted, "You're a legend, girl." Amara laughed. But Ethan's ruin wasn't her joy, her sons were. By week's end, Caldwell Ventures faced bankruptcy rumors. Ethan's lakefront mansion hit the market. He vanished from public view. Amara didn't gloat. She'd won by rising, not destroying. Her focus was Horizon's next move, a global push. She didn't know her gala words would inspire laws for equitable tech hiring, or that her sons would lead the charge. But she felt Chicago's pulse shift, her story a beacon for the overlooked, her empire proof that betrayal could forge legends. Amara Johnson's gala triumph wasn't her peak, it was a launch pad. Weeks later, she unveiled the Horizon Foundation, a $500 million initiative to empower marginalized coders globally. At a packed Chicago press conference, Amara, flanked by Malik, Miles, and Micah, announced free AI training for 1 million youth by 2030. "Tech isn't for elites," she said, her voice resonant. "It's for anyone with a dream." The crowd roared, live streams reaching 50 million. Horizon stock jumped 10%, cementing its $12 billion valuation. The foundation was Amara's heart. She'd faced gatekeepers, racism, classism, Ethan's cruelty, and vowed to dismantle them. Programs launched in Lagos, Sao Paulo, and Mumbai, training coders from slums to startups. Malik, 14, designed the curriculum's AI module, his brothers adding gamified challenges. "We're paying mom's grit forward," Micah said, earning Amara's proud smile. By month 6, 100,000 enrolled. Their app's disrupting local markets. A Nairobi teen's health AI saved 1,000 lives, crediting Amara's mentorship. Chicago became a hub. Amara's Englewood Innovation Lab, a $50 million campus, trained 5,000 locals yearly. Aunt Clara cut the ribbon, her tears falling. "Your mom is watching," she whispered. Gloria, now a mentor, taught coding basics. "You lit a fire," she told Amara. Horizon's free tools reached 80 million, leveling tech's playing field. Governments partnered, inspired by Amara's model. But challenges persisted. Critics called her foundation charity PR. A rival CEO, echoing Ethan's elitism, sneered, "Tech isn't for everyone." Amara countered with data. Her trainee startups raised $1 billion. Her sons led hackathons. their charisma drawing UN attention. At a Geneva summit, Miles pitched global AI equity, earning a standing ovation. Amara watched, heartful, knowing their voices echoed her struggle. Personal scars lingered. One night, Amara found Malik Googling Ethan. "Why didn't he want us?" he asked. Amara knelt, her voice steady. "His loss made us stronger. You're my world." She shared her journey, diner shifts, lawsuit battles, cementing their bond. The triplets launched a foundation app, connecting 10,000 mentors to Mints. "For Mom," they said, hugging her. Globally, Amara's impact grew. Her foundation funded 500 women-led startups, their innovations, clean energy, education AI, shaping markets. Time named her Person of the Year. Her cover story read in 100 countries. She remained grounded, cooking with Clara, mentoring Englewood teens. "Success isn't wealth," she told them. "It's lifting others." Her sons, now 15, planned college, their AI patents funding scholarships. Ethan's name faded, his empire a cautionary tale. Amara didn't dwell. Her focus was legacy. At a foundation gala, 10,000 attendees chanted her name. She credited her sons, Clara, Gloria. "We rise together," she said, her voice breaking. The world listened, laws changed, tech diversified. Amara didn't know her foundation would train 10 million by 2035, or that her sons would lead it. But she felt the shift, her Englewood roots now global. Her code a bridge from betrayal to a future where no dreamer was left behind. A year after the gala, Amara Johnson stood in her Englewood Innovation Lab, its glass walls reflecting Chicago's skyline. At 40, she was a global icon. Horizon Innovations a $15 billion beacon. Malik, Miles, and Micah, now 15, coded nearby, their laughter her anchor. Ethan Caldwell's name surfaced one last time. A desperate email begging for 5 minutes. Amara read it, his words hollow. "I was wrong." She deleted it, her heart unburdened. Her legacy wasn't his regret. It was her son's, her empire, her impact. Ethan's fall was complete. Caldwell Ventures bankrupt, his mansion sold. He'd fled to obscurity. Amara didn't gloat. His ruin was his own making. She focused on her sons, their college plans, MIT, Stanford, Caltech, funded by their AI patents. At home, Aunt Clara, 71, baked cornbread, her pride fierce. "You rewrote the story," she said. Amara hugged her, whispering, "You held me up." Gloria visited, marveling at the lab. From diner to dynasty, she teased. The triplets demanded truth. Over dinner, Amara shared Ethan's betrayal, his $500,000 bribe, her eviction. "I chose us," she said, her voice steady. Malik, analytical, nodded. "He's irrelevant." Miles, poetic, added, "You're our hero." Micah, pragmatic, said, "We're your code, Mom." Their unity was her triumph, their love her shield. She'd raised them to value grit over gold, and they shone. Amara's foundation grew, training 500,000 coders globally. Her Englewood lab became a pilgrimage site. Teens from Detroit, Lagos, Seoul learned there. She mentored daily, her story a spark. "You're enough," she told a shy coder, echoing her own mantra. Horizon's latest AI, co-designed with her sons, revolutionized education, reaching 100 million. Forbes valued Amara at $4 billion, but she lived simply. Her wealth funding scholarships. One spring evening, Ethan appeared at the lab's gate, haggard, pleading. Security blocked him, but Amara faced him, her sons beside her. "You had your chance," she said, calm. "We built without you." Malik stepped forward, his voice cold. "Our family values purpose. You don't qualify." Ethan slumped, his apologies dust. Amara turned away, her son's hands in hers, the past sealed. Chicago embraced her. The mayor named a street Amara Johnson Way. At its unveiling, thousands cheered, her sons beaming. Clara, frail but fierce, whispered, "Your mama's proud." Amara's eyes stung, her journey, diner shifts, lawsuits, sleepless nights, etched in every face. She didn't need Ethan's world. She'd built a better one, its code open to all. Her legacy was unstoppable. Horizon's AI reshaped industries. Her foundation empowered millions. Her sons planned a youth tech summit, their vision global. Amara didn't know they'd win Nobels, or that her lab would birth 1,000 startups. But she felt it. standing with her family, Chicago's skyline hers. Ethan's betrayal had sparked a dynasty, her love and grit its foundation. Her story a testament that the overlooked could redefine the world. Amara Johnson's odyssey from a betrayed coder to a global titan carries a profound truth. Resilience and self-worth can alchemize pain into power. Ethan Caldwell's betrayal, his cold $500,000 bribe to erase her unborn triplets, could have shattered her spirit. Instead, Amara forged a billion-dollar empire from Englewood's grit, proving no one defines your value but you. She faced racism, lawsuits, and the relentless weight of single motherhood. Yet each obstacle honed her strength. Her story teaches that the world may dismiss you, your roots, your skin, your dreams, but courage and love can rewrite your fate. Amara's sons, Malik, Miles, and Micah, embody this. Raised on her defiance, they became prodigies, not victims of Ethan's cruelty. Her Horizon Foundation, empowering millions, redefined success, not as wealth, but as lifting others. When Ethan begged forgiveness, Amara's refusal was not revenge, it was liberation. She chose her sons, her purpose, over his hollow regret. Showing that true victory lies in building a legacy that outshines betrayal. This lesson is universal. Your worth isn't in others' eyes, but in the empire you craft, brick by painful brick. Amara's journey, from diner shifts to global stages, urges you to rise above rejection, to code your own destiny. Now, it's your turn. You've faced your own Ethans, doubts, betrayals, or barriers that tried to dim your light. Don't let them win. Embrace your grit, your unique fire, and build something unstoppable. Share your story of triumph over adversity, whether it's a job won, a dream chased, or a wound healed. Post it online with #RiseAbove and inspire someone else to keep fighting. Your voice can spark a movement, just as Amara's did. Let's create a world where every dreamer, from every corner, has a chance to shine. Join Amara's legacy, rise, create, and redefine what's possible.